So there seems to be a lot of confusion about the Old Testament and the New Testament, between the Old Covenant and the New Covenant, law versus grace. And it can lead to some really bad theology. And so I want to try to help clarify this. Now, Paul in Acts verse 24, I'm sorry, Acts 24, verse 14, said that he appreciated the law. He still believed in the law and he wasn't teaching anything against the law. What happens is that the law was the ground rules. It was how God said, here's how, if you can do these things, you can be righteous. And of course, we read in the Old Testament that it was an utter failure, and anyone who would try to do so would fail at being perfect. And so, what's the answer? Now, I can give an illustration of this that I think says it well. Imagine a person who cannot control the gas pedal. They just want to speed all the time. If they get behind someone, they get frustrated. They just got to be going, and they have this urge to just go. And so they do, and they get a lot of speeding tickets. And those speeding tickets build up in the glove box, and they feel guilty about it, and they don't know how they're going to pay their bill, and they're just under this bondage of the law. But let's say there's something took place inside their heart. As Jeremiah 31:33 says, God would do to us, to his people. There was a change of heart, and that change of heart said, you know what? I don't need to speed. And if I get behind someone that's going a little bit slow, so what? I'll just relax and I'll just drive the way I'm supposed to. And so they find themselves that they're never breaking the law. They're never breaking the speed limit. And they realize, I haven't gotten a speed limit, a speed ticket in a long time because I'm not even worried about breaking the law. I'm not even worried about the speed limit because I do it naturally. And that's the difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament. Many people act like, hey, I'm free from the law. I can speed now as much as I want to speed. There's no law against it. And what we do is we look at the New Testament and we say, well, God doesn't say anything about that anymore because it doesn't say that in the New Testament. It says that in the Old Testament, not the New Testament. Therefore, I'm free from it. No, you're free from it if you have the power in your heart to do what the Old Testament was trying to teach. And that's an important point because a lot of people do not understand how to read the Old Testament and how to read what God was trying to do with those laws. I hope that you take the time to ask God for wisdom, read your Old Testament, see what God wanted of his people, and then ask God to help you in your heart to become a person who just lives naturally the way God wants us to.